Alright, so this is a mostly forgotten character, but this week we actually have something a little bit special, which is no Super Awakening works in PvP, which for the most part doesn't really matter, but for characters like her, which Super Awakening cocked her, since she's old, it actually does matter. She has a Holy Relic that gives her basic stats, so she actually has one of the highest CCs for this game mode. I'm rocking 191k, which is pretty good for no Super Awakening. Right now, I think the highest one is Ludocio for this game mode, because again, Ludocio actually got destroyed by Super Awakening, just like any character that isn't released, I want to say after... Oh, when did Super Awakening 6 come out? I think ever since Super Awakening 6. And this Roxy is one of those characters. Now, I want to see how hard she hits. Let's take a look at her basic stats compared to like Askener. So 12.4, 150... 10, 150. I mean, again, these are lower than usual for ungeared, but you gotta remember, we're playing without Super Awakening, so that also lowers our stats quite a bit. Also, we're gonna get Zaldra's passive here. The damage is alright. I'm just using her here, because, again, we have quite high CC. Quite high for using a character like this. Usually this character is just completely unusable because she's bad in every way. She doesn't really hit hard enough to be a character that has no usability other than hitting hard. She just has 2 attack cards, so she just hits hard, right? And she doesn't have the high CC, even though she has a Holy Relic that gives her CC, you know? Because Super Awakening just did that to her. But right now it's just not the same. Well, let's just finish this off. And I saw a lot of people to get the highest CC possible, right? Because if you're climbing in this, you know, top 100 week for whatever reason, and you're gonna, you know, out CC people, she's actually really good as a back unit. Just because she has high CC, you know? And I might actually use some other characters that are in the same boat. Like this Bon, because, you know, he also got cocked by Super Awakening. He's actually better now than regularly in ungeared. And there's a few characters like that, so I might actually make some more. I didn't make that much for last week's rule because I felt like the rule didn't really change the characters, but this week is quite a bit different. And by last week, I mean like the current global week, which is if you have 3 different race characters, you get like 30% basic stats or something. That doesn't make that much of a difference. Mainly because... That's Tormulink. Okay. Mainly because everyone's going to be using, like, different race characters, right? So your increase doesn't matter because everyone else is also being increased, so everyone just levels out. In this case, because some characters actually become usable... Oh my god. Okay, she didn't hit quite hard enough. If she hit slightly harder... And I can't make her hit harder than this. She has, like, maxed out weapons, right? It's not like geared where, oh, she has HP defense. No, she actually, you know, has the most damage she can do. Although, maybe if I was using, like, Purgatory Bond, not Purgatory Bond, Ragnarok Bond in the back, I would have hit harder on the first hit. Hard to say. The one thing is that I wish she counted for her own passive, right? Because if you don't know, yeah, she gives 15% per human ally, which is not enough. 50, like, her crit chance is horrendous, right? Listen, Roxy. I'm sorry, but I'm just gonna have to let Askener finish this one. Yeah, that AoE is just tragic. Actually tragic. Damage increased as well. I mean, she's being lowered a bit by Zaldra's, but it's still tragic. I wish if she counted for her own passive and she got 45% attack-related stats, she would actually be usable. It's like, it's one of those things where I wish they actually buffed units, and this would be an easy buff for this character that would make her actually usable, alright? And she wouldn't be OP. Like, obviously, oh, during 4v4 PvP, which comes back, like, once every, what, year, right? She would be, like, really good. Yeah, sure. Sure. People really care about 4v4 PvP. Oh, Festival Galper is another one that actually has really high CC without Super Awakening, I've seen. I'll do this. I was gonna keep attacking with Roxy twice as the opening attack for the Zaldra's passive, but I wanna see if I can get level 3 for her. That'd be pretty nice. They were pretty nice. I barely use Arthur these days. Remember when, I remember when Lilia was really meta, and we used to use Lilia, Arthur, and Kyo just to maximize Lilia, like completely make her hit as hard as possible. That was a really nice use for Arthur. I feel like it wasn't just like, okay, Arthur's just buffing HP. That's what he's doing, right? I mean, I guess he was buffing HP, but you know what I mean. It was just a damaged way of buffing HP. Okay, what I said also makes no sense because that was the same. You know what? Never mind. Regardless, I miss. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. But why? Why would you attack her? I can't save for level 3 now. I was gonna save it, but sure. Does the multiplier increase? This is just a stencil. This card sucks. Man, I wish they would listen, I mentioned Epic 7 multiple times when it comes down to buffing characters, right? But they just released a buff patch that buffed a character that was horrible, right? And now the character is really good, and I feel happy because I have the character. And I wish that happened on Grand Cross, goddammit. It can't be that hard. It was actually on like an Epic 7 stream. Like this Jenna is like a really big Epic 7 streamer, and he told me he was watching some video of mine that I mentioned that Epic 7 buffs characters in Grand Cross doesn't, and he didn't even know that. Like he didn't know that like other games didn't buff characters, or like Grand Cross doesn't buff characters. Like a PvP game, obviously like Genshin and stuff doesn't buff characters, but like that I know of. But like a PvP game wouldn't buff characters, and it's like, yeah, it's like stupid, right? It's so dumb. Imagine this Roxy, her passive isn't great these days. It was really good when she came out, right? If they kept the same passive, but gave her better cards and improved her attack stats, she would actually be a usable character. Like, she wouldn't be OP. No character needs to be overpowered. You know what I mean? No character needs to be number 1, right? Characters can remain number 1 as other characters are also relevant. That it's not like anytime a character gets buffed, another character becomes unusable. That's just simply not the case, right? All I'm saying is, give her an actual good attack card, right? Because the single target sucks, remove stances. It just sucks. For a DPS character, it makes no sense. Her AoE, I don't remember what her AoE does. Is it ignore defense? I think it's ignore defense. I genuinely don't remember. I play JP, so I can't read. I genuinely don't remember what her AoE does. It is ignore defense, yeah. Which sucks. It sucks. Can I? She has Tarmio Link. I think I can kill her. The damage from the ultimate is not going to make her heal more by not killing because damage is capped. Yeah. The AoE should kill. Oop, yep. Give her decent cards. And guess what? She would actually be usable. Outside of like a random video I make on her once a year. And the only reason I even make like a video on her every once in a while is because people actually like the design of this character. Not just, you know, the design of this character, but the way that they made her passive work is really interesting because she was one of the first characters in the game that was like, okay, if X race character is on your team, you gain this stat boost. It's actually relevant because, what is it? Is it, Hell? No. Which the first one? I don't remember. Someone can remind me if she wasn't the first one. I'm looking at the list of characters here. Like if X race character is on your team, right? You gain this stat boost. I think so. I was thinking Skinny King, Blue Skinny King, but he actually just buffs fairies by 8%, which is terrible. One day they have to hopefully buff that passive to be a considerable number, right? But they won't. Let's do this. I think I do this actually. And then I think... no, I finger her first. Then if Akina doesn't die, then I go with the attack on her. Oh! That was no damage. I was expecting so much more. You gotta remember as well, Ascanor is much weaker because of this PvP rule. The fact that he doesn't have Super Awakening is really bad because new characters get a lot of stats from Super Awakening opposed to old characters, right? Like because of how Super Awakening was implemented in the game as like honestly not very well thought out mechanic. They need to account that like the stats that your character has from regular Awakening are a thing, and then also like everyone's gonna have the character max Super Awaken, obviously, right? And they give a lot of more stats to Super Awakening than regular Awakening. But like a character like Roxy, she came out before Super Awakening, I think. I believe so. Did she come out before the first anniversary? I don't recall. But she came out before a lot of the Super Awakenings. Like Super Awakening 5 and 6 was like the biggest ones, right? And for her... Damn, I don't think I can kill this. I think I'm gonna do this actually. I think I kill this Aldris. Because like, Merlin kind of sucks by herself. If I can just take away a move... Tarmiel Link is like the scariest thing ever, right? Like I actually should check how much crit chance Ascanor has. I think he probably has like 80% crit chance. Or maybe even less. Because he doesn't have Super Awakening. I think so. I think so, because he got a lot... I'm pretty sure he gets a lot of crit chance from the Super Awakening. That's why he's missing every single crit. He still has his passive on. 147 does plus 20. Never mind, he actually has 120% crit chance. I'm just missing every single crit because crits in this game are a lie. She has Tarmiel Link. I can't kill her. You can't kill a Tarmiel Link here then. Until like you ult them. It's crazy. Tarmiel Link was a very well thought out thing in the game. Very well thought out. Definitely not a rushed thing at all. My god. Please just die. You piece of shit.